just about to start my workout for today. All I'm using today is one dumbbell and my jump rope. So if you have a dumbbell and a jump rope, go ahead and grab those. We are using them today. If you don't have a dumbbell or you don't have a jump rope, that's fine. I will be providing equipment-free substitutions, so please watch the tutorial to see those. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to skip straight ahead to the workout, go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So let's go ahead and start with jump rope, since we are starting the workout with jump rope. So I am going to be jumping rope for 50-second intervals. Those are long work intervals for jump rope, in my opinion. So just do your best. I always just kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope, but if you are more comfortable jumping with your feet together, that's fine. Jump with your feet together. If you're really good at jump rope, you can challenge yourself and do a more difficult jump rope variation. You can jump on one leg, you can jump side to side, you can do high knees or jump rope jacks. It doesn't matter. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. If you don't have a jump rope, then you can just substitute with literally any kind of cardio exercise you want. So again, these are 50-second work intervals. Take that into account when choosing which cardio exercise you want to do, but you can just jog in place, that's fine. You can do high knees or jumping jacks, mountain climbers, you can hop side to side, you can do up and down the steps, you can shadow box, you can work on the heavy bag for 50 seconds if you have one, or you could even hop on your exercise bike or your treadmill for 50 seconds if you have one of those. So get creative, use what you've got. You can really even just pantomime jumping rope. They actually sell ropeless jump ropes. This is the thing that you can buy where you're just holding onto two handles while you pretend to jump over an imaginary rope. So if you have something like that, great, grab it and just pantomime jumping rope with me. I think if you are already jumping over an imaginary rope, you could probably hold onto imaginary handles while you do that, so you don't need a ropeless jump rope. You can just pretend you're holding on to handles and pretend to be jumping over a jump rope. That is absolutely fine. So any cardio exercise you want to do while I'm jumping rope will work. We are going to be starting and finishing with jump rope. So it's just 2 jump rope intervals for this entire workout. This workout is going to take exactly 20 minutes. We are on 10-second rest intervals, 50-second work intervals times 20 rounds. So that's 20 minutes. So our first interval and our last interval is going to be jump rope. In the middle, intervals 2 through 19, we are going to be using our dumbbell. Now for reference, and for reference only, this is a 10-pound dumbbell. That's plenty of weight for me for these exercises today. But you may need to use something lighter or heavier. That's going to depend on your strength and on your level of fitness. It also depends on what you have available to you and how hard you are looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your weight and make the decision that is best for you. A kettlebell will also work. And if you don't have a dumbbell, you don't have a kettlebell, then look for household items that will work. So for example, you could grab a shampoo bottle or a water bottle and fill it with some sort of weight. Water is fine, or if you want to challenge yourself and make it a little bit heavier, you could fill it with something like uncooked rice or dried beans or kitty litter or powdered laundry detergent, anything like that. Okay, so household items will absolutely work if you want to add weight. If you don't have anything that is going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. I will be providing body weight modifications for these 3 exercises. So it's just 3 exercises with the dumbbell. Even though, like I said, we're going to be doing this for 18 intervals, it's just 3 exercises. So each of these 3 exercises we need to do twice, because we need to do them first on one side and then on the other. So it's really 6 exercises. One time through the circuit of these 3 exercises, doing 1 interval on each side is going to take 6 minutes. So we're going to repeat this little circuit of 3 exercises 3 times. And that's going to be our 18-minute, that falls in the middle of the workout, okay? So it's going to be 1 jump rope interval, and then we're going to do the first exercise, 1 interval on each side. Then the second exercise, 1 interval on each side. And then the third exercise, 1 interval on each side. So that's intervals 2 through 7. And then we're going to repeat that circuit just like that for twice more through the circuit. So that will get us to interval number 19. And after we have completed that little circuit a total of 3 times, we will have 1 interval left, and that's going to be our final jump rope interval, okay? Hopefully that all makes sense. Remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the entire workout with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, if you have questions about the exercises that we're doing, or if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, please just ask. It's really important that you understand the movement, you understand how to do each of these exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury and so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. So please ask questions if you have them. I'm going to do my best to go over each exercise in enough detail that you do have a firm understanding of how to do each exercise correctly. But if there's anything that I miss, or if you have any questions, please just ask. I'm always happy to help. If you are also pressed for time today and you don't even have time to do a 20-minute workout, it's very easy to turn this into a 6-minute workout, a 12-minute workout, or an 18-minute workout. Let me show you the exercises first, and then I'll explain how to do that if you need a shorter workout than what I'm going to be doing today. All right, so all 3 of these exercises are going to be compound movements. You know I love me some compound movements. And again, each of these exercises we're going to have to do twice, once on each side. So the first exercise is going to be a reverse lunge with a row, plus a staggered stance deadlift, and then an upright row. So starting with our reverse lunge, I'm going to start by holding the weight to my side. My palm is facing the outside of this leg. The back of my hand is facing that wall over there. That's the position my hand is in as I'm holding my weight to the side. The side the weight is on is going to be my standing leg. So I'm going to step back with the other foot, and I'm going to bend both knees coming down into a lunge. If you are able to tap this back knee to the ground for your lunge and you want to do that, that's fine. Just be careful to control the movement so that you're not banging your knee into the ground because it hurts. I speak from experience. Just use caution, make sure the movement is under control. You don't have to tap the ground with your back knee, but you can if you want to. And then do your best to make sure that as you're down here in your lunge, there's about a 90-degree angle in this front knee. So the point is that instead of having your knee out over your toes of this front foot, you want to have the knee of this front leg more over the heel of your front foot. So do your best to try to have more or less a 90-degree angle in this front knee as you sink back into that lunge. All right, so step back, bend both knees, come down into your lunge. Now you're going to row the weight. So just bend your elbow and bring the weight up towards your shoulder on the same side, and then control the movement, lower the weight back down. Step forward, not all the way. Okay, so instead of stepping your foot all the way forward, you're going to step your foot in about halfway so that you're in this staggered stance. And now you're going to bring the weight in front of you. So in our starting position and for our lunge, my palm is facing the outside of my leg. Now we're going to step the foot in, and from our staggered stance, I'm going to bring the weight in front of me so that my palm is now facing the front of my leg and the back of my hand is facing this wall over here. And we're going to do a staggered stance deadlift. So make sure there's a soft bend to the knee of this standing foot, and you're going to hinge at the hips. So think about pushing your booty back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. Make sure to keep your chest lifted nice and high. Think about elongating your spine. So as you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, imagine trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. And then you're just going to keep a soft bend to this front knee, hinge at the hips, and let the weight kind of fall down in front of you like this. Keeping your back flat, keeping the weight about 80% in this heel, maybe 20% in this, the ball of this back foot. Now press this heel into the ground and hinge at the hips to stand, and then you're going to do an upright row. So all that means is that from this position, again, my palm is facing the front of my leg, the back of my hand is facing you. I'm going to bend my elbow and bring the weight up towards my shoulder on this same side. And that's it. We're gonna go right into our next rep, staying on the same side for the entire work interval. So step back, sink into your reverse lunge, row the weight. Step the foot forward halfway, bring the weight to your front. Let the weight drop in front of you, keeping your back flat, hinging at the hips to stand, and now row the weight. Now, return to your starting position, so bringing the weight to your side again, right into the next rep. Step the foot back, lunge, row, step the foot in halfway, hinge at the hips for your deadlift, upright row. Reverse lunge, row. Step it forward, deadlift, upright row. All right, so that is the first exercise. We will do that for 50 seconds on one side, rest for 10, and then you're going to do the same exercise on the other side for your next 50-second work interval. The second exercise is going to be a squat variation. But before I show you that, let me go ahead and show you an equipment-free modification if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight. So again, you can use household items, okay, like a water bottle or a shampoo bottle filled with some sort of weight. You can even just grab a can of soup from the pantry. As long as whatever you're choosing for weight is something that you can maintain a secure grip on, you're not going to drop it and break something or make a mess, then pretty much anything will work. Any number of household items will work for weight. But if you don't want to add weight, that's fine. Just do your reverse lunge without any added weight. You will eliminate the row since there's nothing to row. And then you can just do like what I always call a super girl. That would be my recommendation. So just as you're, instead of stepping forward, you're gonna just lift this back leg, extend it behind you, and you can extend your arms out in front of you and come to this position, this warrior 3 position, and then right into your next rep. Put that back foot down, lunge, super girl. This is what I would do to modify this exercise if I was going to do this workout, but I didn't have any weight to use. If the warrior 3 pose is too difficult, just lift this back leg. Kind of do a little reverse kick behind you. Okay, really squeezing those glutes at the top of the movement. So lift that leg and squeeze. All right, so something like that would be a really good modification if you don't want to add weight to that first exercise. All right, so next is our squat variation. So again, with your squats, you want your shoulders back and down and your chest lifted high. Make sure you're really tightening up your abs. So if you imagine that someone is about to punch you in the stomach and you're bracing for that impact, that's how tight your abs should be. So visualize trying to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets. That's going to help you keep your shoulders back and down and keep your chest lifted nice and high. Tighten up your abs, and then again, you're going to use that same visualization of trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, and at the same time trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest so that your spine is nice and elongated, your back stays flat, and the weight is in your heels. You should actually be able to pick up your toes. And then from this position, you can sink down into your squat, keeping your back flat, keeping the weight in your heels. Make sure you're never rounding your back, okay? And make sure your knees are not out over your toes. Keep the weight in your heels. And to stand, you're just gonna press your heels into the ground as though you're trying to actually push the ground away from you. All right, that's a basic air squat. So again, tuck the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Your shoulders are back and down. Chest is lifted high, abs are tight. Push the booty back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, and then sink down into that squat, keeping your back flat, keeping the weight in your heels. Press the heels into the ground to stand. All right, so whatever squat variation you choose, make sure you're minding your form. I am going to be using my weight again. So for the squat component, remember these are all compound movements. For the squat component, I'm just going to be holding my weight in front of me like this. I'm holding the weight with one hand. The other hand is just over the top of that hand. So I'm kind of holding the weight with both hands, but I can let go with this hand, which I'm going to be doing, which is why I'm explaining this to you. All right, so for the squat, I'm just going to hold the weight in front of me, push the booty back, sink down into my squat, flat back, weight in the heels, and then I'm going to press my heels into the ground, but instead of coming all the way back up to standing, I'm going to hinge at the hips so that my upper body is parallel with the ground. So squat down, press the heels into the ground, and then hinge at the hips like this. So again, you're pushing that booty back, trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, keeping the chest lifted high, trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. Your spine is nice and elongated. Your back is flat, and you're trying to get your torso parallel to the ground. Then from here, I'm going to do a bent over fly. So I'm going to let go with this hand. You can just leave it here. You can put it on your hip. You can put it behind your back, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm going to do a fly. So that just means I'm going to lift the weight to the side, and then I'm going to stand. So from here, I'm going to press my heel into the ground, my heels into the ground, hinging at the hips to stand. And then from here, I'm just going to punch across my body. So I'm going to just, with the weight in my hands, if you make a fist and just punch, like you're just punching to this side, I'm just doing that while holding onto my weight. All right, so if you just think of your head, I know it's a lot of components happening, but hold the weight in front of you, just think squat, hinge, fly, punch. All right, from the front, squat, hinge, fly, punch. All right, just if you remember that little phrase, it will help you keep track of the movement. I know there's a lot going on there, but that's the second exercise. So for your bent over fly, you want to make sure that there's a slight bend to your elbow. Make sure you're not actively trying to straighten your arm. You specifically do not want your arm to be perfectly straight. You want to have a slight bend to your elbow as you do that fly, and you don't want to think of lifting the weight exactly perfectly to the side. You want it kind of more angled at about a 45-degree angle, okay? So from here, from this bent over position, I'm not lifting the weight directly out to my side like this. It's angled ever so slightly forward, and I have a soft bend in this elbow, so it looks like this. All right, then press the heels into the ground to stand, and you do your little punch. All right, so just remember, squat, hinge, fly, punch. Body weight modification, just do a good morning plus a squat, and then you can add that punch. That's absolutely fine. So when I do my good mornings, I always have my hands clasped behind my head like this. Really, it's whatever's comfortable for you. But again, this is a hip hinge. So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Shoulders are back and down, away from the ears. Your chest is lifted nice and high. Abs are super tight. Pushing that booty back, trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. Spine is elongated, back is flat, weight is in the heels, and you're just going to hinge. All right, so you want that nice elongated spine. You're trying to get your torso parallel to the ground. Now press into the heels to stand, do your squat, and then punch. All right, so from the front, good morning, squat, punch. Staying on the same side for the entire work interval. Good morning, squat, and punch. All right, there is your equipment free modification for exercise number 2. And our third and final exercise is another lunge combo. It is going to be a dragon lunge with a bicep curl and an Ahhnold press. I call it a dragon lunge. Everyone else calls it a curtsy lunge. I don't care what you call it, but here's what it looks like. If you imagine you're standing in a box, what you're going to do is lunge behind you and diagonally across your body. So you're going to take your lunging foot and think of tapping the back corner of your box with your lunging foot, okay? So if this is going to be my standing leg for the entire work interval, this is going to be my lunging leg. I'm going to pick up this foot, I'm going to step it behind me and diagonally across my body. Bend both knees, and again, as long as you're able to do so without hurting yourself. If you have a range of motion that allows you to tap this back knee to the ground and you want to tap your back knee to the ground, go for it. Just be careful. Make sure the movement is under control and make sure you're not banging your knee into the ground and hurting yourself. And then you're going to step forward and return to your starting position. That's just a basic dragon lunge or curtsy lunge. So if this is your equipment-free modification, you can add something to it if you want. So you can lunge back and then bring the knee up and hold your knee right into your next rep. That's one option. I'm not going to be doing that, but I'm offering that as a suggestion because these are all compound movements. So if you want to make your dragon lunge into a compound movement, you're going to need to add a second lower body component, because if you're not holding onto any weight, there's not really a way to add an upper body component. There's nothing to curl. There's nothing to press up overhead, all right? So you can bring the knee up and hold it for a second. You could add a jump. You could do a leg lift or a kick, all right? So any dragon lunge variation you want to do is fine, and that will serve as your equipment-free substitution. I am going to be adding a bicep curl and an Ahhnold press. So I'm going to start holding the weight up by my shoulder. I'm looking at my palm. The back of my hand is facing you, okay? So the side that I'm holding the weight on is going to be my lunging foot. It's going to be on the opposite side as my standing leg. So this is the side my weight is on. That means I'm going to pick up this foot, lunge diagonally across my body, and then I'm going to bring the weight down, and I'm going to curl the weight back up to my shoulder as I step forward. All right, so the first part of the move one more time. Lunging behind me and diagonally across my body, bringing the weight down to the side, and then pressing this heel into the ground, bringing this back foot forward to stand, and as I do that, I'm curling the weight back up towards my shoulder, returning to my starting position. Now from here, I'm going to bring the weight out to the outside of my shoulder, rotating my wrist so that now my palm is facing you, and from here, I'm going to press the weight up overhead, and then I'm going to bend my elbow, bring the weight back down to my shoulder, and then back in front of my shoulder like this. So from the outside of my shoulder, rotating it around to the front of my shoulder so that now again, you're looking at the back of my hand. All right, that's it, that's the exercise. So reverse lunge with a bicep curl and an Ahhnold press. Return to your starting position. So lunge behind you and diagonally across your body. Let the weight fall down to the side. Now step forward, curl the weight back up to your shoulder, rotate the wrist, press the weight up overhead, return the weight back to the outside of your shoulder, and rotate back to the front of your shoulder. Dragon lunge, bicep curl, Ahhnold press, return to the starting position. All right, so that's it. That's all 3 exercises. It's going to be a really tough little circuit, especially doing such long work intervals, so do your best. Now, as far as the format goes, I've already explained to you what I'm doing. My timer is going to be set for 20 rounds of 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals, and that's 20 minutes. I'm going to start and finish with jump rope, and in the middle, I'm going to go through my circuit a total of 3 times. That's going to take 18 minutes, that middle part, because there are 3 exercises. Multiply that by 2 because we have to do each exercise once on each side, which makes it 6 exercises. We're spending 1 minute on each exercise, so once through the circuit is 6 minutes. So I'm going to do the circuit a total of 3 times, that's 18 minutes. And then with my final work interval, I'm going to jump rope. That's my 20-minute workout. If you don't have a jump rope, or you just don't feel like jumping rope, you can eliminate the jump rope sections. You can set your timer for 18 rounds of 10-second rest intervals and 50-second work intervals, and just do the circuit 3 times, and that will be 18 minutes. That works. That absolutely works as a standalone workout. If 50-second work intervals are too long, you can do 15 seconds rest and 45 seconds work. That is fine, okay? Make the decision that's best for you. 50-second work intervals are tough, but just do your best. If it's too much for you, just tweak the intervals so that you're resting for 15 seconds and working for 45 seconds. It might not sound like it would make a big difference, but it really, really does. So that's another possibility. You can make the workout even shorter. If you don't have 18 minutes, you can turn it into a 12-minute workout. All you have to do is set your timer for 12 rounds of either 10 seconds rest and 50 seconds of work, or 15 seconds rest and 45 seconds of work. As long as your rest interval and your work interval add up to 1 minute, that's the point. So set your timer for 12 rounds and just go through the circuit twice. That would be a great 12-minute workout. If you don't have 12 minutes, then just do 6 minutes. Just go through the circuit once. So 15-second rest intervals and 45-second work intervals, or 10-second rest intervals and 50-second work intervals times 6 rounds. And just go through the circuit 1 time, and that's your workout. If that's all you have time for, that's fine. It's always better to do something than nothing. If you want to make it a 5-minute workout, do 10-second rest intervals and 40-second work intervals times 6 rounds, and just go through the circuit once. 5-minute workout, bam, done. Great way to start your day. And you're not going to get in phenomenal shape just doing 5-minute workouts every day, but for those days where you have absolutely no time, just do 5 or 6 minutes. It's a great way to start your day, and it's always better to do the reps than not do them. It's always better to do something than nothing, even if just to keep yourself in the habit of doing some sort of workout every day, just moving every day. If you have absolutely no time, you can carve out 5 or 6 minutes to just do a few reps. No, you're not gonna get like huge gains after a 5-minute workout, but it keeps your brain in the habit of doing something every day. So it's always better to do something than nothing. That's why we do our 5-minute Fridays every week. So there are lots of different ways to play with the intervals, and to lots of different ways to customize the format of the workout to accommodate your time constraints. So any intervals that work for you, and any number of intervals that work for you is fine. This can be as short as 5 minutes, or you can do the full 20 minutes with me, which is still pretty short. Just remember, especially if you are going to be working out along with the video, to please go at your own pace and mind your form. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. And one final reminder, you guys, it is really important to me that all of my exercises are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. I'm always here to help facilitate that. So if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, or if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm right here to help. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you are ready to go ahead and start this workout, then grab a dumbbell if you have one. If not, maybe a water bottle or a shampoo bottle filled with some sort of weight, or even a can of soup from the pantry. Grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you're jumping rope with me today, take a minute to make sure you're good and warmed up, and when you're ready, let's get started. All right, this is going to be a really tough 20 minutes, so do your best. We are starting with our cardio exercise. So for me, that's jump rope. You could be doing any other type of cardio exercise you want. If you don't have a jump rope, I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. This is our 10-second rest interval just to get ready. And now we are going to jump rope for 50 seconds. It's a long work interval for jump rope, so just do your best. we're starting with our reverse lunge with a row. So reverse lunge, row, step the foot in halfway. Deadlift, upright row. Reverse lunge, row, staggered stance. Deadlift, upright row. Staying on the same side for the entire work interval. Ten seconds to rest. We're going to do that on the other side. So switching hands with the weight. Now this is going to be my standing foot. Going to lunge back with the opposite foot. Oh, I added a row there for no reason. Never mind that. Step the foot in halfway. Hinge at the hips. Let the weight fall in front of you for that deadlift, and then upright row. All right, next is our squat variation. So hold on to weight with one hand, other hand goes over top. Remember, it's squat, hinge, fly, and punch. Staying on the same side for the entire work interval. Squat, hinge, fly, and punch. Switch hands with the weight. Same exercise on the other side. So squat, hinge, fly, and punch. Nice. Final exercise is our dragon lunge with a bicep curl and then an Ahhnold press. So start with the weight up towards your shoulder, lunge, curl the weight, press it up overhead. Lunge behind you, curl the weight, Ahhnold press. .10 seconds to rest. We have to do that same exercise on the other side. So pick up the weight with the other hand. Curl it up to your shoulder. Reverse lunge with a bicep curl, Ahhnold press. That's once through our circuit. 10 seconds to rest. We're going to repeat the circuit twice more. So starting again with your reverse lunge, row, staggered stance, deadlift, upright row. Nice. Rest for 10, shake it out. Other side, pick up the weight. Lunging back with the opposite foot, reverse lunge, row. Step it forward halfway, hinge at the hips for that staggered stance deadlift. And then upright row. Next is squats. Rest for 10. I'll do my squats from this direction this time so you can see maybe the fly and the punch a little better. So squat, hinge, fly, punch. Ten seconds to rest. Repeating that on the other side. So squat, hinge, fly, and punch. Good job. That's a tough exercise, I know. On to our third and final exercise. Dragon lunge with a bicep curl. Arnold press. Nice, we just have to repeat that exercise on the other side. So pick up the weight with the other hand. Dragon lunge, bicep curl, Arnold press. So now we're twice through our circuit. We just have to do the circuit once more. So starting again with our reverse lunge, row, staggered stance, deadlift, upright row. Rest for 10. Shake it out, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Switching sides, pick up the weight with the other hand, reverse lunge, row. Don't mind me just using the wrong legs for that first rep. I'm like, wait, something's not right here. Always decide that you're holding the weight on for this exercise. The foot on that same side should stay planted and should stay in front. Did that first rep on the wrong leg. All right, squat with a bent over fly and a punch. Squat, hinge, fly, punch. Seconds to rest. Switching sides. Squat, hinge, fly, and punch. All right, just one more exercise. We're almost done. Weight up to the shoulder for our dragon lunge. The bicep curl, Ahhhnold press. Hang in there with me. We're almost done. This is our final exercise. Just have to finish up this work interval that we're on. We'll have 10 seconds to rest before we repeat this exercise on the other side. And then that's our third and final time through our circuit. Then all we have to do is finish up with one final jump rope interval. And that'll be our 20 minutes. So we're just about there. This is a home stretch. Let's do that exercise on the other side. So switching sides, reverse lunge with a bicep curl and an Ahhhnold press. Or as I always call it when I'm saying it to myself, an Ahhhnold press. Maybe I'll spell it that way in the description box today. How many H's in Ahhhnold? 3, 2, 4. I think I'll do 3. That feels right. All right, hang in there. Just one more work interval left. So very quickly, we just have 10 seconds to put down the weight, pick up your jump rope. And here we go. This is our final 50-second work interval. Do your best. That's our 20 minutes. You can stop anytime you want. I'm just gonna keep going for a few more seconds until the beeping stops. So that was our 20 minutes, plus about another 15-20 seconds or so. So when it's the final work interval and time is up, my timer does that long series of beeps to let me know that we're finished. So that series of beeps takes about 15 seconds or so. So when I'm jumping rope, typically as my final work interval, I usually like to keep going through that series of beeps. Keep jumping rope until the beeping stops. So it adds an extra like 15 seconds or so onto the work interval. It's completely optional to do that. As soon as the beeping starts, that means the 20 minutes is up. But I just like to finish strong I like to sprint through the finish line. And also typically when I'm doing jump rope intervals, I tend to spend at least a few seconds tripping over my jump rope. I didn't trip today. We only did 2 jump rope intervals, so I didn't trip today, which is great. So I didn't miss any of my work intervals because I was tripping over my jump rope. So it was just a way to kind of finish the workout strong. Like I said, sprint through the finish line. But the second reason that I typically do that is because if I have been tripping over my jump rope, it's just a way to make up those reps that I missed from tripping over the rope. So that's why I do that. But that was our 20 minutes. I told you it was gonna be a tough 20 minutes, and it was a tough 20 minutes, but we're done. That's it. Well, we're not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. But first, it is time for the McFlurry Minute. I am going to reset my timer to count down 60 seconds for me. I'm going to jump rope for 60 seconds, and if I can make it through the entire 60-second work interval without tripping over my jump rope, everybody wins a free McFlurry. So give me just a minute to reset my timer. I will be right back. All right, my timer has been reset. I have the lovely Victoria with me again today. Victoria is my beautiful silver jump rope with the pretty light pink metallic handles. And if you are wondering where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link, use coupon code RUDEBECCA to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. We have a streak going of 7 successful McFlurry minutes in a row. We are trying to make it 8 in a row today. So wish me luck. We are starting as always with a 10-second rest interval, and now hopefully in just about 60 seconds from now, we will have successfully extended our winning streak by another day. Here we go. If you're wondering why I keep jumping rope after the beep, it's just because I'm always counting the reps in my head, and by the time my 60-second work interval is over, I'm always on or about rep 170 or so, something in that neighborhood. So I always just keep going. I figure since I'm so close to 200, might as well just keep going and make my jump rope bonus an even 200 reps. So that's why I keep going after the beep during the McFlurry Minute. But nothing that happens after that beep matters. The only thing that matters is what happens during the 60-second work interval that is the McFlurry Minute. And during that 60-second work interval that is the McFlurry Minute, I did not trip over Victoria, so that means everybody wins a free McFlurry. Another successful McFlurry Minute in the books. That is 8 in a row. And now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So when you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. With that, the workout is now officially complete. I thought this was a great workout. It was a tough 20 minutes, but I really enjoyed it. I liked this circuit a lot. Don't be surprised if you see it again, maybe in a 5-minute workout coming soon. I won't do it this week, but maybe next week I will repurpose these same 3 exercises and show you how you can turn it into just a 5-minute workout. I hope you enjoyed this workout as well. I hope you liked these exercises because, like I said, you'll probably be seeing them again soon. If you did this workout with me today, thank you very much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. But if you're watching the videos and you find value in the content that I provide, I would really appreciate you subscribing if you're not subscribed already, because I think I'm only like 10 or 11 subscribers away from my first milestone, which is 500 subscribers. So I would really appreciate your help in getting there. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of this workout, how it all fits together, and how you can customize the workout to accommodate any time constraints that you may have. Remember that you can very easily turn this into a 5 or a 6-minute workout, or a 12-minute workout, or an 18-minute workout. So if you have any questions about how to do that, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, if you have questions about the specific exercises that we were doing today, any doubts at all about how to do the exercises with the correct form, remember, I'm right here to help, so please just ask. That is going to do it for today. But before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, don't bother me. I'm thinking. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, don't bother me. I'm thinking. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.